Welcome to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission, and also brought to you by Sir Dyke Yamaha, our veterinary, Polylift Boat Lifts, Show Me Zero from MoDOT, and Lake Ozark Real Estate, Jonathan Hartenstein, broker associate. We are here at the School of the Osage, home of the Indians. It is homecoming week with a very good battle coming up on Friday night against Hallsville. We'll talk more about that in a minute. A game, by the way, you can see right here on Lake TV this week. Last week, great game against California, tight battle. You guys come up on the short end of that one, but that looked like a great game from beginning to end.
Yeah, we've got to go back, and we were talking to our team, and take a look at our body of work. You know, I think that's the hard part about losing football games is really stripping it down and understanding why you lost. So we try to take a really good look at not only what happened Friday night, but what went through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even back to Saturday. And this young group is starting to figure out how to prepare. And I think the little bitty details have slipped. And I think those details were exposed on Friday night, just with some mental errors and some decisions. So it was tough, but hats off to California. Their kids played extremely tough. And, you know, we gave it to them last year a little bit, and they came out here and earned a good victory. And I was happy for their kids, and it gave us a lot of stuff that we need to work on.
Absolutely. And we've talked about it before. You've got a very young team, graduated 17 seniors last year. Do these kids learn a lot? Do you learn more from wins or losses? I've heard coaches say in the past you learn more from losses.
Well, I think in our situation, there's things that we're learning on the field that are very hard to simulate in practice. Mm-hmm. So game time situations. So, you know, you don't want to lose games to figure stuff out, but at the same time, when you're in close games and you're figuring stuff out, it usually doesn't go in your direction because it's putting those pieces together. So, you know, we learn a lot and we talk about a lot. We talk about all the concepts of everything that went through the game. So, you know, I would argue this year we probably learn a lot more in a losing situation, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense, even though you hate to lose those games. So what were the positives coming out of Friday night's game that you thought was a good thing?
Well, we're getting where we have pods of positions. Like our tight end and wing play was much better than it was last week. And, you know, we continue to run the ball and have ball security and not fumble and do those types of things. There's a lot of things in there that are positive. It's just when one week one thing is shines and then the next week it steps back.
Yeah.
And so it's just trying to put the timing together, putting all the pieces together. But you know, when we talk about playing our best football week 10, you can say that or you can commit to it. And right now it's sometimes you sacrifice a little bit early to have something at the end. And, you know, that's the ultimate goal is to make sure we're getting better.
We've seen you rebuild programs over the years. You've been coaching now for what, about 3 decades? Mm-hmm. And you're kind of known for going in and rebuilding poor programs, getting them turned around. How do you do that? Is that just a matter of being patient and bringing your system in, or how do you go about doing that?
I think it's not being real smart and having a lot of patience.
Yeah.
It's a combination of both because, you know, you got to figure it out. At age 52, it's different. And I just had a conversation with a friend of mine. My viewpoint at age 52 is a lot different when I became a head coach at 30.
Yeah.
And so what I mean is you do have the patience and all the vision to see because you've been there, done that. So my point is delayed gratification is something we talk about in our program all the time. And if you really want to play at your best and you want to peak and do the things when you most needed, then there is some delayed gratification that takes place. But being older and understanding that, I think, brings a little bit of calmness to the program.
Yeah.
And that's just something that I felt like that was my role. And I just, instead of complaining about the role, I've just, you know, kind of adhered to it and then taking it like it goes.
That's very cool. And the kids are learning that from you, too. A great lifelong lesson. So the game Friday night on Lake TV right here at the School of the Osage. The Indians will be at home against another group of Indians from Hallsville. We'll talk more about that when we come back here on the Coaches Show right after this.
A message for everyone using the roads. That's you drivers and riders, evening runners and those running errands, lake dippers and road trippers, fun havers and adventure seekers. Help make the roads safer by doing 4 simple steps. Buckle up, phone down, slow down, and drive sober. That's it. 4 simple steps that have been proven to prevent traffic deaths. That means more rides, runs, laughter, life. After all, simple actions save lives.
Being a successful Laker athlete takes hard work, discipline, and teamwork, much like our work here at Polylift Boat Lifts. If you envision your team being the best, you will be the best. The effort you put into building your team and working together as one unit always pays off. And remember, Lakers, who's got it better than us? Congratulations to all the Laker athletes from all of us at Polylift Boat Lifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
And welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. We're here with Coach Shannon Jolly. School of the Osage, home of the Indians. They entertain Hallsville for homecoming Friday night, right here on Lake TV, by the way. Pregame 6:30, kickoff at 7. Special. Homecoming is always special, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And we talked earlier about a different viewpoint. I look at it differently now than I did in the past. It seemed to be a distraction when you're an early coach and you think that it's taken away. But, you know, I told our kids earlier this week to just enjoy themselves and soak it in a little bit and appreciate the people being excited about homecoming. And like I said, homecoming isn't about necessarily the game. It's about everybody that's coming to the game.
Yeah.
So trying to draw people in and get people back. We've got some unbelievable alumni from our school, and hopefully we'll get to see them this weekend, for homecoming weekend. And maybe this is the only time they come back. So we'll welcome them for sure.
Absolutely. You got a tough one on the field Friday night, a 4-1 Hallsville team, really good coach. Conyers over there, he's rebuilt that program, and they're pretty good year after year. You beat them last year. They're going to be coming in here looking to get a little revenge this year.
Yeah, it's funny you haven't brought up the 7 in a row. That's what I was waiting for that, and because they were part of that 7 in a row that everybody talked about last week. So now we're changing the narrative a little bit. Hallsville's a good football team, and they're explosive, and they do some good things. I think we'll be able to put a product together this Friday that'll give us a chance. And when we looked at it last week too, and I promised I wouldn't talk about how young we are, but at the same time, our experience. We're playing some really good football, putting ourselves in a one-game score with Moberly and then coming back with California, who's much improved. So, we expect to win the football game Friday night against Hallsville. Our young kids are excited about that type of attitude of like, hey, we're going to build each week. No, we're planning on winning each week, but it's just putting the right product together throughout the week.
Well, and just about every game you've been in has been nip and tuck, kind of had a chance to win, young team kind of letting it slip away sometimes. What are you going to have to do Friday night against Hallsville? What do they like to do? They a passing team, a running team? What do they do?
Well, they're a little balanced, but they've got three or four really explosive guys that you've got to be aware of, and you got to know where they're at all times, especially offensively. And I think offensively is their strength. So we'll put a plan together this week. We've got to tackle in the open field to make sure that's when they're really deadly, is getting the open field. But like I said, that's we've played some really good teams, and we've been through Blair Oaks and been through Jeff City, and and if I could go back, some of our best football was played in 2 quarters against Blair Oaks. And it came up as a loss, but when I'm talking about looking for that type of play, you can go back and look at that. We just need to put it on display for 4 quarters and take care of the football and do the right things.
Does this team believe in its, even though they've lost these close games for the most part, I'm guessing there's a belief there. They know at some point they're going to start winning those games.
I think so. I think they understand that that's the goal, but we'll find out whether believing it and making it happen is 2 different things. But I'm encouraged by this group, and I've had a lot of fun coaching them.
Absolutely. Okay, so join us Friday night. We'll be here at School of the Osage, the Indians homecoming against Hallsville. So coming up next, we're going to travel across town. We'll catch up on the Lakers and find out what Camdenton is up to. They've got another big game coming up this Friday night on the road at Bolivar. So don't go away. It's the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
Whatever it is that pulls you in, Yamaha is here to elevate every moment and bring you closer to where you need to be. That's the power of the water.
Visit Surdyke Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
It's homecoming week at Osage. Join Lake TV Friday night for a homecoming showdown between Osage and Hallsville. Indians against Indians. Both teams made it all the way to their district championship last year, but Osage won the regular season battle, so who will walk away with a win this year? It all starts with a COMC pregame show at 6:30. Kickoff set for 7. Join us for the homecoming fun Friday night, Osage and Hallsville on Lake TV.
Exclusive lake luxury is hard to come by nowadays, but that's exactly what's available at the Villages at Shawnee Bend.
Whatever your lake dream, the Villages can make it a reality. Stake the claim to your lake paradise in the lake's premier luxury home development, the Villages at Shawnee Bend.
And welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. You can see we have made our way here to Camdenton, home of the Lakers. Coach Parr Pitts here with us as we sit on the practice field. You spend a lot of hours on this field, I'm guessing, don't you?
Yeah, really the most important hours other than from 7 to 10 o'clock on Fridays. This is where we get ourselves prepared and ready to go.
Yeah, is it a special place? I mean, this probably wasn't here when you played, right? I mean, this whole new high school wasn't here when you played. So did you practice down at the Bob Shore Stadium then?
Yeah, we actually practiced in the stadium often. There was a practice field still there that's between Oak Ridge and Hawthorne, which was our middle school.
Yeah.
We would practice there. My senior year, we even practiced on the parking lot at LCTC. It was a gravel parking lot. You know, it was so muddy and things were bad. And we would practice anywhere we could.
Wow. That's why they were so tough and winning state championships.
Yeah,
man.
Most of the time after practice, we would get on the sideline, take our helmets off, walk across the field and pick up a helmet full of rocks because, you know, the dirt here is so rocky.
Yeah.
That was how we got rocks off of our practice field, was players every day walking after practice and then dump them, you know, over to the side. So
yeah, kids don't know how good they have it now, do they?
Sure.
All right, so you guys are 4-1 after an incredibly impressive win over a really good West Plains team on Friday night. You just beat them up, down, and sideways Friday.
Yeah, we were clicking on all three phases. Our offense, the run game, our passing game were super efficient, dynamic. All the things that we were trying to do every week is we were able to get done on the offense, and defense did a tremendous job. You know, through the season, we've had lulls right in the middle of the second quarter. This week we remedied that, and we played it great in the second quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a good West Plains team, and you really just kind of embarrassed them and beat them up a little bit. Is this team progressing? We talked going, you know, before the first game of the season. You say half your work was done in the preseason as far as practice goes, right? So you really have to make the most of your time here during the season. It looks like the team is doing that.
Yeah, that's our goal each week, is to try to find out what we didn't do well the week before, put an emphasis on that, and then to improve it, you know, because you really want to play your best in the last, you know, as the districts arrive and you get in the district tournament, you know, that's when you want to be playing your very, very best. But we've got to take that challenge of improving each week.
Absolutely. So what did you see that you were most impressed with your team on Friday night?
Well, outside of the schemes and fundamentals, I felt like no matter what happened, our body language stayed positive. It didn't matter whether the play got called back from a touchdown on a penalty or whatever. We were locked in and ready to go again. You know, you know, and that's sometimes a hard thing to do in a game, is be able to have something negative happen and then bounce back and not let it affect you. So that was important. I thought our tackling has improved a ton on defense. Our offensive line is blocking, you know, better each week. Our run game was really, really, really solid for us. Our backs are doing a great job of finding the holes, and you know, it's one of those things where it was a team victory.
Yeah, absolutely. People forget the backs can't be any good if the line doesn't block.
100%.
Right, you know, and the receivers can't catch if the quarterback doesn't have time to throw the ball. So it is a total team game for sure. Big game coming up this Friday night. You hit the road to play Bolivar, I think. Bolivar's got a real good team again this year. So we'll talk more about that when we come back here on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. We're talking with Camden coach Par Pitts, 4-1 after a great win Friday night against a good West Plains team, and you got another good team. Here the rest of the way, you really don't have many easy games left, and this one's another tough one against a pretty good Bolivar team, right? What is Bolivar rolling out there this year?
You know what, I would say that they play hard. You know, their guys are being competitive on every snap. They're a sort of a modern style H-back offense where they're going to get the ball in the tailback's hands. They're going to be able to throw the football. You know, they're going to have 2 or 3 receivers in each concept, sometimes 4. But they're super effective in taking care of the football. They're limiting dynamic plays on defense, which that's sort of a repeating record for me, the standpoint of, because that is what really makes defenses good or bad on the other side if you're giving up a bunch of dynamic plays.
Yeah, absolutely. They went through a coaching change, I think, this year, didn't they?
They did, and their new coach has got them in there. They got a bunch of kids out for football, and they're playing well. I think they have the same record as we do coming into the game. So we know it'll be a challenge going on the road. They play at SBU, which is a unique setting for high school football, which is an awesome experience for us.
Yeah, is that a bigger stadium, being a college stadium?
It is. It's a bigger stadium on their campus. All those things really make it a unique experience.
Huh, all right. So what would you like to see your team do Friday night? What is going to be the key to being able to win on the road against a good Bolivar team?
Offensively, being patient enough to be able to take what they're giving us in terms of whether it's going to be in the running game, short passing game, or the vertical passing game. And then on defense, we got to continue to tackle. Probably one of the things that we did the best last week was getting the correct leverage on the ball carrier, and if we can continue to do that, it's a benefit for us.
It looks like at this point it is kind of a 3-team race in the Ozark Conference, and Missouri football is different, where the conference really doesn't play so much into postseason play much at all, but it's kind of fun to kind of have that competition. Lebanon undefeated right now, looking really good. The Bolivar team, as you mentioned, 4-1 as well, and you guys. So it's kind of, you 3 seem to be the top teams in the conference again this year. Kickapoo's really good too. Yeah.
Yeah. They got us early in the year and played really, really well, and they're gonna be strong as they go down the stretch. Lebanon is strong again this year, and Bolivar is one of those teams that has really improved as the seasons went along.
Yeah. Okay. In the postseason, you have your district, and they tell you each year who's in your district. This year, a little switch around. You're not in the same district as Lebanon, but I believe Helias is in there, and right now you and Helias are the top 2 teams in the district for the postseason, which is about a month away. Do you look at that at all at this point and start to plan and prepare for the playoffs?
No, I don't. I wouldn't be able to, like I told somebody last week, I probably couldn't name every team in our district. I know who we play this week.
Yep.
And I may or may not know who we play the next week, because that's really been one of the things that I've learned through so many years of coaching.
Yeah.
That if me personally, I only have enough energy to provide into one opponent, and so that's all I do is concentrate on Bolivar in this case and West Plains last week. And,
Keep that focus, man.
Yeah, and do everything I can to put our guys in position to be successful, preparing them, and whatever schemes we have to come up with to do that.
Absolutely. Coach Parr Pitts, Camdenton Lakers on the road against Bolivar this Friday night. That is your COMC High School Football Coaches Show for this week, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission, and brought to you by Sir Dyke Yamaha, our veterinary, Polylift Boat Lifts, Show Me Zero from MoDOT, and Lake Ozark Real Estate, Jonathan Hartenstein, Broker Associates.